going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 25 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be giving you an update for Season 3 on the best playbooks to be using on offense and defense to help you guys win more games. Now, before we go over all of the best playbooks in the game, just one quick pro tip for those of you that don't know, because I get this question a lot, pretty much every single year. If you're looking for a specific playbook and you can't find it on the auction house, or it's really overpriced, really and truly the easiest way, the best way, the most efficient way, and probably the cheapest way to get a playbook outside of alternative playbooks is doing a set for them. So if you go into item sets, you go down to your program filter and select core set, the very second, or actually the very first option is the base team item set. Now, if you want an alternate playbook like multiple defense, run and gun, there is also a set for that, but you don't get to pick the playbook that you want. And if you go into this one, it's any 6, 70 to 79 overall players. You put them into a set, you get a random offensive or defensive alternate playbook. For that situation, you're probably best off buying the playbook that you want. But if you're looking for a specific team playbook, this is the set right here. Any 3 70 to 79 overall players, you put those cards into the set. In return, you're going to get this ginormous fantasy pack that has a bunch of different options. So once you open it up, it's going to give you like your first round of choices between uniforms, a coach, stadium, and playbooks. Obviously, we're talking playbooks in this video, so that's the selection we're going to want to make. And then after that, you still get 2 more choices as far as if you want to go offense or defense. So if you're looking for the Colts offensive playbook, for example, you choose the offensive side. If you're looking for the 49ers defense, you would choose the defensive side. We'll go ahead and pick the offensive side just to show you that's now going to give us all 32 of the offensive playbooks. Again, alternate playbooks are not in here, only team playbooks, but we now can go through and select whatever team playbook we want. So we're going to be using huddle.gg. If you just go to huddle.gg/playbooks, you'll get to the same exact screen that I'm on. This is a great tool to look up plays in the game and find out what playbooks they are on, but it also is a great opportunity to show you guys the playbooks that we're going to be recommending. So I'm going to start on defense. Really, it comes down to 2. There's one that a lot of people are going to tell you, and then there's one that I'm going to tell you about that a lot of people aren't talking about right now, but I think they will be as the time goes on. So I think the common consensus right here is that the 49ers have the best defensive playbook in the game, and it's mostly because of the meta. And if you're looking to run a bunch of off-meta stuff, this video potentially is not going to be for you, because we're trying to give you the best plays in the game and the best playbooks to find those best plays in. So some of the more popular defenses right now, 6-1 out of 4-3. This is one of the few playbooks that you can find it in. The cover 4 quarters, the Sam Will Blitz, the cover 1 MLB Blitz. Those are very popular for getting pressure, but you know, all defenses in this game right now are open to being beat. But this is a really good high pressure one that you might see some of the users in the MCS event tomorrow night be running on defense. So keep your eye open out for that one and what playbooks they are using. So San Francisco 49ers defensive playbook is good for the even 6-1. It obviously has the double mug, which was patched last week, but some new ebooks are starting to come out, and I think there's still ways to run this and it still be highly effective. Unfortunately, we might just have to deal with, you know, mid blitz and nickel dog 3 buzz the entire year, unfortunately, because it just doesn't feel like these plays and this formation is going away. So the nickel double mug is also in 49ers. And then finally, you got your dime 3-2, which is essentially dollar this year. And we have the looping blitzes that a lot of people are out there running. They mostly get that out of the strong safety zone blitz. The Edge Blitz 3, Edge Blitz 1 is becoming popular. DB Fire has been a thing for a very long time. A lot of people will audible to the double safety go. And then the cover 6 Willie is another one that's kind of making its rounds into being one of the more popular plays or defenses out there. So the 49ers is great because it has all 3 of those meta formations. Another playbook that has that with a small difference but gives you a little bit more, in my opinion, is the Minnesota Vikings, and this is the one that I'm in right now. So 3-4 and 4-3 generally after the latest patch have started to get a lot better pressure, and you can see in the Vikings they have your 3-4 odd, which has been around for years and years. Cover 4 drop has always been good. This cross 3 fire isn't bad either. pinch bucko is a super bot defense, but you know what? You catch the wrong opponent using this on them, you might be able to get a lot of pressure and a lot of sacks. So 3-4 is in there with, some traditional things that have always worked. You also have the even 6-1, which we just talked about within the 49ers playbook. You're going to get your nickel double mug or 2-4 double mug that has the mid blitz and the nickel dog blitz, but also it has a bunch of other options with the 3-3. Now, I personally really like 3-3 odd. Excuse me, I lied. 3-3 cub is the one that I like because of this Mike Blitz O. It gets a lot of really good edge pressure, and there's also a pretty similar blitz out of 3-3 penny, which is not in this playbook, but again, very similar formation, and you're going to see a lot of people using that. And then if you go back over to the other 3-3, the 3-3 odd, I don't know the exact setup for it, but I faced this hot blitz a handful of times, and this one can be pretty annoying as well. So I like the fact that this playbook has 6-1, it's got 3-4, it's got a bunch of different options here out of nickel, and then it also has dime 1-4 and dime 2-3 Sam. So this one essentially is similar to what we just saw within the 49ers playbook with the looping blitzes that people are getting, but it also has a lot of those, it's got the free safety zone blitz, it's got the zero blitz, you got your different edge blitzes 1, 2, and 3, the double safety go, the DB fire, the strong safety zone blitz is in there. So it gives you just about everything that people are rocking. And then another reason that I like it so much is because of the dime 1-4, which basically gives me Spinner from last year. Spinner is just simply not in the game, but DB Sting is, and I don't think it works as good, but it's the same setup and the same principles that I used in last year, and also just like 2-man under out of either dime 3-2, 2-3, or the dime 1-4 is really good. Blue zones or deep blue zones right now are having a little bit of an issue since the latest patch there, but you can always just rock like a cover 2-man coverage out of either of these formations, and if you have some good defensive ends and a good defensive tackle, they're not going to get home every time because rushing 3 is not super ideal, but on the back end you're going to get a lot of good coverage because of the safety help over the top, and if one of those guys can consistently get home or even occasionally get home, it becomes a very safe and good defense to play. And then there's a ton of just cover 4 zones in here in any of the formations, and cover 4 is really good for match coverage. It's really good if you like to switch stick a lot. So to me, Vikings just has a little bit more than San Francisco, but those are definitely the best 2 defensive playbooks in the game right now. Now, when it comes to offense, I personally think for everything that you're getting meta-wise, it's the only playbook in the game that has double posts. You're going to want to go with the Indianapolis Colts. So I'm a big passer. I don't really have great recommendations for running, but I will tell you this single back doubles off close it's got a couple good run plays that I go to whenever I need to run the ball here. And also, if you scroll down, and it's cut off a little bit, but this will show you all of the other playbooks that this specific formation is in. So it's in the Colts, but it's also in the Bills, the Lions, and again, it's cut off, but you can't see Vikings and Steelers right now. So back to this, right? I really love this RPO alert screen, but I never throw the RPO. It's literally just a good way to get good blocking on a stretch play. Shout out to my guy A. Gibbs for showing me that one. And then I just like to mix in the halfback slam, the halfback wham, the inside zone split. It just gets really good blocking, and you can audible quickly to this one from like a gun bunch or a gun trips. You can basically get from shotgun to this one through your audibles in the middle, before you snap the ball. So it makes it really helpful. But at the end of the day, this playbook is good because it gives you gun bunch. So you got your bunch offset, which has the ever so popular double post. And if I click this one, you can see, actually you can't because the screen's cut off, but the Colts is the only playbook that has this one. So if you're looking for this play, you gotta go with Colts. But outside of that, it just has all of the popular gun bunch plays that you're gonna see. You got your halfback verticals. You got your Z spot, which is great for corner routes if you streak out that outside receiver on the bunch side. You got the backside slant there in case your opponent's user runs over to the slant or the corner route. You got flood. You got dig return, which is really good in the red zone. You got bench pivot, which if you drag your tight end, it's a really good man beater because you got the zig route to the outside, the drag to the left of screen, and then the deeper in route there from left of screen to right, which can, if the user tries to take away everything else. That one usually gets open. Smash return is really good. As far as meta plays go, I really like speed dig. I run bunch drive a lot. Those are two really good man coverage beaters for me as well. So there's just a lot of flexibility, and above that, you can very quickly audible to bunch strong nasty, which dagger is probably one of my favorite plays in the game this year. The MTN China wheel is really good because of that in-breaking zig route. We're just looking at things that beat mid blitz and the things that will counter a lot of the man coverage meta out there. Smash angle is really good. You've seen John Beast run that a ton in his MCS runs earlier this year. You can always check down or audible to inside zone. Crack toss is good against mid blitz. You got the RPO bubble, which was really good last year, not as good this year, but still usable. Wide trail is another great one that's good against man coverage. So you have access to a ton of really good stuff out of bunch, and you can also quickly audible the bunch wide, which the inside zone run play is really good out of there. Verticals is pretty solid because it stretches that defense a little bit more with the wide formation. If you don't like running bunch, there's a really nice trips in there. You got some tight stuff as well with tight open. I haven't run tight a ton this year, but vertical halfback burst is great against cover 3 defenses. Dig Z spot gives you the outbreaking zig route. You got bench return gives you the in-breaking zig route. And then same thing with bench dig pivot. I continue to bring these up because people are running mid blitz and man coverage, and you just simply need those zig routes. Split close, I'm gonna still put out a mini scheme on this on my gameplay channel at some point, I promise, but double ends is really good. Halfback wheel, super classic. Halfback rail, I created a big cover 3 beater out of this one, and it's got some decent run plays to the outside. Halfback power is pretty good against mid blitz as well. And then you got gun trips, tight end flex, halfback angle, amazing play. Same with China post rail, because they can beat zone, they can beat man, and then you got your traditional stuff like verticals, level sail. Dagger is a classic one. You don't have an inside zone, unfortunately. You do have an RPO with this zone alert Omaha. You can create inside zone with the read option, basically just don't keep it with your quarterback. And outside zone isn't bad when it gets good run blocking, but we could say that about any running play. To start the year out, I went with the Atlanta Falcons playbook, and the main reason that I did that, and again, I'm going to be pretty pass heavy for the rest of the video here, but the main reason I went with this one is because it had 3 different bunch formations and like 3 different tight formations and 3 different like trips formations. And one really good thing about this playbook is it has a ton of auto motion plays, which are just really good at catching your opponent off guard. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see some of the competitors in tomorrow night's event. And if you're watching this after that event takes place, you can let me know in the comments section if I was right or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of players in that MCS event in the Falcons offensive playbook. Now, out of regular gun bunch, again, you're not going to get double post, but you can see a lot of the plays that we saw in the last playbook with the Colts are in this one. Mesh spot is in here, which is not in the Colts offensive playbook. Inside cross gives you, some nice man beaters in there, but bench pivot, deep corner, and 5-1-8 hook are really good for deep cover 3 beaters. If you streak the guy at the top of the bunch on deep corner and the guy at the top of the bunch on 5-1-8 hook, they just beat the middle of the field. If there's no high safety in the middle of the field, really good zone beaters out there that worked in last year's game. So you got those in the regular gun bunch. You go to gun bunch offset, and this is where you're going to find a few of those auto motion plays, specifically the PA cheat switch comeback and the PA cheat switch dig. Both of those plays really good. 2 plays that have auto motion that I could just never get to work well, but look like they could work well, are the tight cheat tight end flood and then the tight end out. These essentially start in a bunch, but with the auto motion kind of turn into some type of tight formation right before the snap. And then one other formation, again, another bunch here, bunch wide nasty. The cheat wheel post was absolutely amazing for me. And when you start running that a lot and people kind of run after the running back who splits outside wide and then goes up the field, then you can go the cheat drag rub crosser where that running back goes inside. Branch return is really good for that drag slash in breaking in route or zig route. So, a lot of good stuff out of bunch within the Falcons offensive playbook. I said it earlier, they had 3, I think it's actually 4 different tight formations, so you can go across those. They do have a couple spread offenses as well. some good, really good empty stuff. So Atlanta playbook, really good for tight and bunch. Another one that's really good for bunch that you're going to see Skimbo running, and I think D. Croft runs it, and it's become really popular as well, is going to be the Chicago Bears offense. Pretty similar as far as formations go to the Colts, because you got the bunch strong nasty and the bunch strong offset instead of bunch offset. Regular edition in Colts here, so it really just is going to make a difference on where the running back is aligned. But flood was extremely good last year. It's good in college football right now, and this is one of the few playbooks that it's in. You still get dagger out there, which I talked about in Colts. Corner strike is really, really good. And then you got a different edition of wide trail and kind of a different breakdown of verticals. But you can run a really good mini scheme with just this formation and all of those plays that I named in the Bears playbook. I've talked a lot about zig routes so far, and this Seattle Seahawks and the Bengals offensive playbooks have a lot of the in-breaking ones that you just can't get from like a hot route or audible formation. Bunch tight end, really, really good here. I'm sure you faced this a million times. The PA verticals is great. The verts wide delay is great for like just deep shots down the field. You have an RPO bubble there. You got some mesh concepts, but without a doubt, the best play in this entire playbook is going to be whips, because you got that really deep corner route, and then you have two different outbreaking zig routes. And, you know, a user just simply can't take both of those away. It's just really difficult. If they have an extremely good switch stick, they can. But overall, the bunch tight end within the Seahawks offensive playbook, extremely good. And then I mentioned it a moment ago with the Bengals. You check out gun tight, Y off weak. And this is in a ton of other playbooks as well. So it's not limited to the Bengals here. But some of the plays, the formation is out there, but some of the plays are unique to the Bengals playbook. You got pivot dig with an in-breaking zig route. You got smash Y pivot with another in-breaking one, but it's coming from the tight end this time. You got wide receiver under, again, another in-breaking route with a deep corner route and a quick slant. And with the possibility in all of the hot routes that you can make now in this year's game in custom routes, you know, a lot of times you can set up a lot of plays or a lot of, you know, beaters just off of hot routes alone. So you're looking for those stock routes that you just can't really find in other plays or other playbooks. So Bengals are really good. And then if you love trips, you're going to want to check out Lions and Packers. I think Packers probably is a little bit better. I personally am not a really good trips runner myself, but like double in sail, curl flat, again, because you get that stock Texas route. Halfback angle is going to give it to you. PA slot corner is just a man coverage nightmare with all of those quick drags and posts and corners. Y post is very similar to the China play that we talked about earlier in the Colts playbook. So if you want to mix it up a little bit there and go with a trips formation, definitely check out the Green Bay Packers. And I would say those right now are the most popular and best playbooks to be using during season 3 to help you guys win some more games. If there's a playbook I didn't mention in this video, leave it down below in the comment section. Which one are you using? What formations are you using out of it? Help everybody else out. But I hope this video helped you guys out. Thank you for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.